What's up, everybody? This is the 4.3 or the recap of the entirety of Shading and Lighting 2. So, I guess we'll start off with some renders. Basically, we learned how to just really delve into Maya, which was great, and how to assign all of our textures and then make textures. And so like we learned the layering effects here on the clear coat and the paint shine, as well as all the reflective, and then assigning specific colors to specific pieces in a piece of geometry itself. So you take the faces and vertices and whatnot and make your own designs other than what's available to you, which is really cool. I feel extremely more comfortable in Maya. I am comfortable in Maya for sure, 110%, and in Photoshop back now. So there's a couple things that we really don't know about yet still in Maya, but I think that we have the gist of what a lot of it does, and I think that that's really all we're needing to know at the moment until we get into bigger stuff. But I don't know. My favorite thing was definitely, it wasn't the car. The car was fun though, but I did like once we started doing the different materials and learning all to make the glass and everything look how it does, and chrome. It was cool. And then when we're implementing it into stuff like this, into Unity, which we still don't know too much about, but I love that. I think it's really cool to see how it all ties in together. And then like here's my first render of this, and then changed a couple things per feedback off of our instructor. It was great feedback, even though I realized that I had some bump scale issues with this stuff in my normal maps, so I had to reassign it, and I guess I forgot to renote it for the painted concrete. But you live and you learn. I love how my vases turned out in the jade pattern that I made. Awesome. I love the pedestals. This was actually a very cool thing, especially when you see the Maya version of it and how it wraps around and all sorts of everything. Make sure that is on. Maybe it's not. Maybe I can't be heard, but oops. Probably should have made sure of that before. But this was great. I think that the knowledge that we've learned through these last, I should say, this last month, even though it's a continuation off the previous month, basically, but I think it's extremely foundation laying. This is what everything is going to end up tying into, is these little subtle changes and making the glass work and sheen and the shine off of the door glass and everything. And I think it's all just going to tie in, and then emitting it into here and really getting it in. I am super excited for once we start making our own 3D models, but that's some time away. But that's what I'm most excited for. Painter is cool. I really do enjoy Painter. Unity is, I don't know. I haven't. It's a very cool little app. There's a lot of working functions in here, but for some reason that's how I thought Maya was. But Maya's pretty simple. But Unity's just weird to me because I guess we haven't used it much, so I'm not very comfortable with it. But I enjoy Maya thoroughly. Photoshop I only use when they need it, or to draw things now. even though there's several other programs you can use that stuff on, but Photoshop is very, very good for that, for any personal matters. The My interface, the best thing or trick that I learned was the selecting multiple things and really increasing your efficiency to not do everything one by one. And especially when you go into UVing and you pull up the UV map, and then you can select several other layers, like down here on these pedestals. We had what, 4 sections of that to paint, and it's easier to just pull up a UV section of them, so 4 or 5 of them, crop, and select each little row of them, and it really does help. And this was an awesome class, even though I had some situations going on this month, had a bunch of stuff going on. I thoroughly enjoyed everything that I did. It was definitely a fun time. I enjoyed my schoolwork. For once in my life, I'm enjoying my schoolwork, and it's amazing. So, that was my 4-week course in shading and lighting 2.